All right, I'm gonna show you how to make a whistle out of the top of an acorn. This is all you need to make a whistle. You have to put your thumbs on it so you cover most of it, except you leave a upside down triangle at the top, just enough for the air to get in, and then you just blow in it. Man, those mosquitoes are huge. Good morning from Champaign, Illinois, where it is raining like hell. And it doesn't look like it's gonna stop either. Look at that. It's just crazy. Well, I got a new charger for my camera in Texas, and I spent the last 3 days, because I had the last 3 days off, catching up on the videos. And when it came to the Texas videos, the Marfa video, the Dripping Springs and San Antonio ones, I looked at what I had and it was not enough to make an episode. It was pretty sad. So we're scrapping Texas as far as the Expressway Balladeer is concerned, which makes me feel really bad because there was a lot of good stuff there that I just didn't catch because I didn't have enough battery. Oh well, I guess it happens on the road. But today, we're back at it. After a few days off, driving from Texas to Illinois is where I am right now. I only have a little bit further to go till I get to Griffith, Indiana, which is just right over the line. Playing at Wildrose Brewery today. We'll see how it goes on the drive there, through the rain. I have my coffee, so no matter what, I'm good. Having my lunch, a can of pineapples. This is actually my dessert. I already had my lunch. I've noticed that this tour so far has been a lot about the people. There's been some people who I've known, but most of the people that I've come to spend my time with on this tour have been new people that I just meet at shows or on the road, or friends of people. You know, it's sort of cool. Even though I've been having trouble with my technology on this tour, with my lost charger, it's been about the people. And people are great. You know, sometimes you forget that when you watch the news or check Facebook. People are good generally. And it's a shame that we don't get to see that popularized, I guess, in the media. Now, I have come across a couple people on this tour that I don't want to spend any time with ever again, but it's like 10% of them. 90% of the people have gone out of their way to help me, or to be nice, or to be a good person, you know? If you're watching this, chances are you're one of those people who, you know, are just nice. Just a good person. So let's all just keep being good people. Deal? Deal.
Well, I'm Gerardo Menchaca. We're at the Wildrose Brewery in Griffith, Indiana. And right now we're in the back in the brew house. I'm the cellar man. Every beer, there's 4 main ingredients. Water, grain, there's yeast, and there's hops. They all come in different parts of the brew. So the first 2, we start with the water. Come over here, we take our purified water, we'll throw it in we call this a hot liquor tank. Basically fill it up, we heat this up. We usually start with a base kind of grain and then add specialty grains depending what beer you want, what flavor you want. So we'll throw them in that thing right there, basically grinds them up, brings them up this hopper right here. Now this is called the mash tun. We got a tube that shoots in, makes them real moist, you know, makes them active. Shoots in here. We got a little bit of water in here at first. We'll start to fill it up with grains. As we're filling it with grains, we'll fill it up with the water. See, the grains, they need to be crushed up so all those extra like sugars and flavors come out of it to mix with the water. Keep them at a balanced level. They'll start to rise. We'll put a shower, basically a shower rod across the top, and then we'll take the water from this tank. Once it's heated up to the proper level, it'll rain down over the grains. So once it rains down over the grains, all the sugars and all the natural flavors are gonna come. It's gonna go to the small process right here. Basically, we cycle the extra flavoring over the top to make it come through again. Make them, the sugars come from here, mix again to the bottom, all the flavor, then we'll add another rinse to it. So then at that time, we'll transfer it to the boil kettle. Right here is where we get most of the flavor and the hops in. We'll fill it up, we'll let it sit in there, let it heat up at a good temperature. At this point, we're gonna let it sit. While it's sitting, we're gonna add different hops to it at separate times depending on what kind of beer you wanna make and how hoppy you want it, you know. After the hops are thrown in there, you're gonna wanna throw it on a whirlpool cycle. So turning, mixing, once it's done, it's at its proper temperature, hook up to the fermenters right here. Now this is where the yeast comes in, along with more hops. Once we start filling this up with beer, once it's most of the way there, we'll get some yeast. So once it's part of the way up, we'll shoot the yeast in, close it up, let it take most of the way. We'll leave it in here for about a week or so, depending what beer you got. Then we're gonna do this process called dry hopping, basically kind of like a tea bag, throw it in for flavor. We're gonna open the top up, we'll throw a sack in, and we'll dump dry hops down in there. Seal that up, we'll keep that going for about a week or so. And then after that process, you know, that extra dry hop gives it that extra little bitterness, that extra aroma to it. Once that's done, we'll take and we'll transfer over here. This is our walk-in cooler. Over here is where we keep all the bright tanks. This is a process where the beer is at its last point, where it settles, where it's at its freshest moment to be tasted. This is where we add the CO. This is where it gets carbonated. We serve right out of this. This goes straight from the line to the bar up to the taps that you were drinking out of earlier. So right now, you know, if we wanted, we could take a little sample of it, drink it. If we got another beer we want to move in, we'll just transfer it right into these kegs right here. We'll also hook these up to the lines, and then we'll transfer another new beer in here. We'll probably be doing that in a couple of days. So it's a lot to take in, but it's pretty simple once you get to know it. If you're ever out in Northwest Indiana, Griffith, Indiana, you might want to check out Wildrose Brewing Company right off Main Street. It's a great place. We got entertainment every Thursday. Every other Friday we'll have bands play. You know, a good place to hang out. You'll meet a lot of new people here. It's a good place to be.
Yes, I sent in a package just the other day, and I know that it's told me it's not the only way. We'll go about masquerading before through. Dance down a melody lane, just like too few ever do. You hear the horns are blowing and the notes carried by the wind. And you better listen close, love. You won't hear it the same again. Jack, now I'm in an alley and I'm up against the wall with all my friends so far away. You are the closest one to call. Hey, Jack, be nimble and Jack, be swift. Jack, come around now and give me a lift, because you know I have been feeling just a little low and I need a good friend. Come around and sing hello. need a good friend. Ooh, come around and sing. Last week I took Aunt Paula just a piece of your clothes. She said she wanted to see how it wrinkled and how it flowed. I don't know what she thinks. I haven't spoken with her since. Might be weeks or months, or we might never hear from her again. Jack, won't you still help me and move with haste? For you know we haven't not much more time to waste. And the mirror is my fear in future years. And I don't want to visit you in the graveyard on Sundays with my eyes full of tears. So Jack, be nimble and Jack, be swift. Jack, come around now and give me a lift, because you know I have been feeling just a little low, and I need a good friend. Come around and sing hello. Now the crowd will watch as we walk the baseline, and they'll see us safe on the other side. But for now, Jack, here the eye is on you. Go with me safe, yes, go with me true. Hey, Jack, be nimble and Jack, be swift. Jack, come around now and give me a lift, because you know I haven't been feeling just a little low, and I need a good friend. Come around and sing hello, yeah. Yes, I need a good friend. Oh, come around. Thank you.